punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see what's going on.
Why are you here today?
I came from Austin because I feel like I have to speak out against war. It's the great crime of our times, and silence is violence. So,
how do you see it ending?
when enough people take to the streets and make their voices heard. Clearly, voting and writing letters is not the way. So we need to speak out every time we can and as loud as we can. It's our duty as Americans and as human beings. Well, I was among the people not surprised by that. I don't think he ever really said anything that indicated otherwise. Unfortunately, a lot of people's sentiment, anti-war sentiment, was siphoned into his campaign, but I don't think in any real terms he ever gave an indication he would do anything else. It's a crystallized example of why the Democratic Party and the two-party system doesn't offer any real options. You're choosing between war, and empire and corporate capitalism and corporate capitalism. So he never presented a real alternative. He had the illusion of an alternative, and what makes this moment so important and powerful now is that it's become unprecedentedly obvious that the Democrats do not pose alternative to war, and so we're going to have to make another alternative.
How do you see making that alternative?
It's got to come from the people. It has to come from the ground. You cannot rely on a leader, especially a leader who's inherently beholden to corporate interests, because that's the way the system is set up. So it has to be organic. It has to come from the people. It has to be democratic in a real sense. I think that if everyone who feels those sentiments, who feels profoundly grieved and outraged at the injustices perpetuated by our government against us and against those around the world, if they take that energy and use it and speak it every day and as much as they can, then that's a force that has to be responded to. So it's the people, and to believe in anything but the people is a mistake.
How do you feel about the American people? Do you feel as if they have been pacified by consumerism and that's why things aren't really changing?
I think that's part of it, but a lot of it is people are just treading water, 2 jobs, trying to hold on to their health care. I mean, it looks like apathy, but I think a lot of what it is a profound sense of powerlessness, and I don't think that's completely unjustified. I think that when you look at what is supposed to be the democratic process and the political system, it is disempowering. So what I think this moment needs to be is urging people to don't turn to the political system, don't write letters, don't put your energy into getting some candidate elected. We have to come up with alternatives on the ground, and we need to make it happen ourselves. As far as the American population, I think increasingly you're seeing the student movements happening as privatization hits them, as budget cuts, while the obscene amount of money is being spent on war, hits them, the connection to healthcare, increased joblessness. I mean, it's all coalescing into a moment, and we have to grab that. I really feel like there's something happening here.
Hey, Uncle Sam! We remember Vietnam! We remember Vietnam! We don't want your Iraq war! We don't want your Iraq war! Bring our troops back to our shores! Bring our troops back to our shores! Sound off! 1, 2! Sound off! 3, 4! Break it on down! 1, 2, 3, 4!